So this is a response to the video 20 random game questions by Phoenix. Sorry if I'm not sounding that enthusiastic in this video, but I've just got done with making this video, but the sound cut out after about 30 seconds, so now I've got to start all I spent quite a long time talking as well, so now I've got to start all over again and say all the same things that I said before, which is really fucking annoying. So I've not really thought the answers through properly before making this video. So I'm going to be answering off the top of my head, which I did do in the first place when I first attempted to make this video. So some of my answers might not be the best answers. I'm sure that if I was to think the answers through properly before making this video, then some of the answers would be completely different from what they will be. Okay, so let's give this a shot. So, question number 1, last game you've played. The last game that I played was a game called Viet Cong Purple Haze. It's a first person shooter. It's not really a good game at all. It's quite a bad game actually. The main thing that lets it down for me is that when you're trying to aim at the enemy, when you just need to slightly move the cross onto your enemy so you can shoot him, it will move way too far. So you've got to sit there and spend ages with just really slightly moving the analog stick, and for a while nothing will happen on screen, and you just try and move it a bit more, a little bit more, and then it will just start to slowly move. So by the time you actually get the cross onto the enemy so you can shoot him, the enemy is shot at you loads of times and you've lost loads of health, and your health does go down really quickly in the game. So basically the game is really difficult because it's broken, and I really don't like games like that. And there's other reasons as well for why I don't like the game, but I won't say them here. I'll save it for when I review the game. So number 2, what game world would you rather live in? I would love to live in Liberty City, which is in GTA 3 and GTA Liberty City Stories. It's not the typical kind of place that most people would pick because it's ghetto-ish, it's dark, it's grey. But there's just something about the place. I can't explain what it is. I just really like the feel of the place. So as long as it would be safe, that's somewhere that I would love to live. Number 3, what character would you like to be? James Bond from any of the James Bonds from any of the James Bond video games. I don't know. He's just a cool character, you know. He uses a gun. A lot of James Bond video games are first-person shooters, which is probably my favourite genre. Get to use cool gadgets. You always get the babes, you know. Number 4, first console you've ever played. If we're talking strictly consoles, then that would be the Atari 2600 Junior. Just a second while I take a sip of this drink. Some nice Fosters. Yeah, it was the long rainbow one, which I think is the most common Atari 2600 Junior. I bought that off a friend in school in 1990 for just £2, and I thought it was an absolute bargain. Got a few games with it as well, but sadly there was no power supply, so whenever I wanted to play on it I'd have to borrow a power supply from my friend. I only had it for a few months. I've got no idea what happened to it. If we're just talking games machine, it doesn't have to strictly be a console, then it would be the Acorn Electron, which is an 8-bit British computer. It's basically a cut down version of the BBC Micro, and I got that for Christmas in 1984, I think. And on that system was where I played my first ever game, and the game was a Pac-Man clone, and it was called Snapper. Number 5, console with best childhood memories. Again, if we're talking strictly consoles, whatever, it would be the Atari 2600 Junior. If we're talking game systems, then without a doubt, hands down, it would be the Atari 800 XL. You know, I've got better memories for that system than the Atari 2600 Junior. It's just such a classic system. Looks really nice, really powerful for its time, and the games were just amazing. Number 6, favorite multiplayer game, probably GoldenEye, or maybe any of the Street Fighter games or King of Fighters games. Number 7, or maybe Power Stone, I don't know. Number 7, favourite console currently. Again, if we're talking strictly consoles, probably the Dreamcast. If we're talking game systems, then the Atari 100 XL. Number 8, what character would you most likely date in real life? I've got absolutely no idea. I know there are women in video games who you can see look attractive even though they're not real, but I don't know. I've got no idea. Number 9, favourite character's outfit. That would be Tommy's. Tommy is the main character in GTA Vice City. Number 10, favourite vehicle. If we're talking cars, which I think maybe that's what the question is about, then it's probably the Idaho out of the GTA games. For some reason, I really love the look of those big old square-shaped 70s or 80s American cars. If it doesn't have to be a car, then probably any of the spacecraft which is in the game Mercenary. Mercenary was an 8-bit game. It had 3D wireframe graphics. You could explore a city, you could go underground and explore underground, and you could also fly spacecraft. You had one which was shaped like a paper aeroplane, and you had another one which was shaped kind of like a hexagon or a diamond or something. I can't remember. Number 11, favourite soundtrack. Without a doubt, it would be the soundtrack for Activision Anthology. It's got real 80s music on it. So while you're playing Atari 2600 Activision games, you've got 80s music playing as well, and they just both go together so well, and the music is so great. You don't have to listen to the music, you can turn it off if you want to. Number 12, what game have you played the most, like multiple times? It would either be GoldenEye or GTA 3. The reason why it might be GoldenEye is because when I first had an N64, it was the only system that I had. Well, I did have an Atari ST as well, but I kind of got bored of it and put it in the loft, so the only system that I was playing was the N64, and most of the games on the system didn't appeal to me, so pretty much the only game that I had which I liked was GoldenEye, and I played that pretty much every single day for many months, just trying to unlock everything in the game, trying to beat it on all the difficulties. Believe it or not, I did actually manage to beat the game on all the difficulties. It was very hard, but it's just a matter of just dedication, just playing the game every single day. You know, just playing those levels that you can't beat over and over again, and eventually, you know, you either just get lucky, or well, it's probably a combination of luck and skill, really, pure luck and skill. And I managed to unlock all of the cheats as well, except for just 2. Both these cheats were very hard to unlock because you had to get through certain levels within certain time limits, and the time limits just seemed way too short. So it might be GoldenEye, but then again it could be GTA 3, because when I had GTA 3 I did have a lot of other video games that I really enjoyed playing, but for some reason I went through a period of just only playing GTA 3. It was like I was addicted to it. It wasn't like I spent excessive time playing it, but basically whenever I played a game it would always be that game. You know, for a long time after I finished the game, it was still really great to just put the game back on and to just experiment with things, you know, try and see if you can make glitches happen and stuff like that. Number 13, do you swear during gaming? I do, but it's only when I get really annoyed, and that is quite rare, because basically when I get really annoyed it's whenever a game is unfair. Like, maybe I might keep dying all the time over and over again, or I might keep losing a race over and over again because the game is broken. So it's not through my fault, it's because of the game, because it's glitchy or it doesn't work properly, the controls aren't right or something, and that will really wind me up. Number 14, and do you throw your controller? I don't think I've ever done that, but when I was a kid I had a mate who did that. It was playing a Doctor Who game on the ZX Spectrum, and I think he was on the last level and he was just about to beat the game and he died, he lost his last life, so he ended up throwing his joystick at the wall and it smashed. Number 15, favourite genre? Probably first person shooters. I don't know, I just think they're fantastic games, I just really like them. You know, that first time I played GoldenEye, which was the first ever proper first person shooter that I played. Technically the first ever first person shooter that I played will probably be Mercenary, but the first ever proper first person shooter that I played would have been GoldenEye. Loved it from day one, never looked back. Yeah, I just think first person shooters are brilliant. Number 16, favourite bad guy, that would be Dr. Robotnik / Eggman. Most people prefer the name Dr. Robotnik, that's what he was called at first, but then they changed his name to Eggman. I actually prefer Eggman. Number 17, favourite weapon, what would you use? Flamethrower. Number 18, 5 games to take with you on vacation or deserted island. It's too hard to pick, there's so many games that I really enjoy playing. Off the top of my head, a 2D beat 'em up, a 2D shoot 'em up, GTA 3, Caverns of Kafka, and God, I don't know. I don't know. Time Splitters. Number 19, game with best childhood memories, probably Caverns of Kafka. 20, worst game you've ever played. Okay, this answer is going to be really unpopular because a lot of people really like this game, but it will probably be Blast Corps on the N64. I played it years ago. I just found the game to be really pointless and boring and just totally not fun. From what I remember, you control this like little toy yellow dump truck and you knock down buildings and you get money for that. It just kind of came, you know, I know a lot of people probably won't like me saying this either, but it just kind of came across as a very kind of kiddie-ish game. Just seemed really pointless, found it boring, didn't find it fun, I just found it really, really lame. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for listening.